Hello. This is Chaplain Dr. White, and I'm here to do another video. Today, my morning was very interesting. I went out. I took someone for an appointment, and that's not strange. That's something I do. But today there was such community in the space. It was community, and when I say community, I mean the Lord just put it on my heart to talk to the people in the space. And so once one person opened up and started talking to me, everybody just started opening up talking to me. And we were talking about our kids. And we were talking about how kids today aren't like kids used to be. And then I met this lady. No, I want to back up. I met this guy. Actually, I met the lady, and then I put our conversation on hold because I felt led to talk to this gentleman. And he went for his visit, and when he came out, he asked just the room, for some gas money. He said, "I don't know how I'm going to get home." And he looked at me, and I said, "If I had it, you have it. Like, I promise." I really didn't have it. And then I kind of looked at the other lady that I had been in conversation with, and she just looked kind of like, even if I have it, if I don't, you ain't getting it. And I was like, no judgment. But then you could tell this gentleman was under distress. And I just talked to him, encouraged him, And then when I saw no one in the room was forthcoming to help him, for whatever reason, I said, I have AAA. I said, I don't have to be driving your car, as long as I'm with you, they'll bring you some gas. I said, "Do you want me to call AAA?" And he said no, and he got up and left. And I was perplexed. But the lady I had been looking at, who was like, whether I have it or not, I ain't giving you nothing. She said, "I have a feeling that he didn't need gas." Some type of substance abuse is what she was, putting out there. And I'll tell anybody, I'm a chaplain. I'm gonna meet you in the spirit. Period. Mental health. Sometimes I'm there, but most of the time that's gonna go over me. I offer spiritual support. But I just thought that was so sad. Just his state, his condition, And he would say, "I should have stayed home." And that really hurt my feelings. And I encouraged him there. No, I'm glad you came out. Because you came out and you found support, So, then I'm talking to the lady. And I'm not calling any names, I don't even know their names, okay? But I'm just sharing. Just going out. Just going to an appointment. You can find support. You can find a tribe. You can find love. You can find compassion, empathy. So don't be completely isolated. Don't shut yourself in. Lock yourself in. Don't feel alone, because when you go outside your door, you never know what you're gonna walk into. And but this lady I was speaking to, she really had a compassionate heart for young people, and I admired her for that. We had conversations about teen pregnancy, children in households where there are unfit parents. Just seemed like everybody's going through something. And even in that space, we were having community. And again, that gentleman, I let him know, I said, every last one of us in here going through something. You wouldn't know it because most of the time people are not going to be honest about it. But we're all going through something. And I want to encourage you. I know you're going through something. Even if what you're going through is not a big deal to you. You're still going through something. You missed the trash truck. You need to wash your car. There's all levels of we're all going through. And if we can be honest, if we can be transparent, if we can connect, if we're willing to be transparent, if we're willing to be honest, if we're willing to dig a little deeper within ourselves, if we're willing to connect and build, community, we're all going through something. So why judge each other for it? I was thankful that I was in that space. Thankful that the spirit fell like that and encouraged me to just spark conversation with different people. Every person that I connected with, just like me, was going through something. And I hope that those conversations made a difference, because I really did do the best I could do. And that's all I could do. So I pray that God would meet them in their individual situations and circumstances. And I pray that God would meet you in yours. And I pray that he would meet me in mine. So I love y'all. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you in another video. God bless.